my wife's been gone now for about 4 years. So she died of cancer in 2020.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But life goes on. Life goes on.
Yeah, it has to.
I don't know where this thing will lead, but that was when you talk about if you hear 2020, the pandemic year.
Yeah.
That was the year that my wife that she in March got the diagnosis of cancer, and she died at the end of May. And so just kind of like the rest of the year was basically a blur.
Yeah.
And so the pandemic to me was nothing.
Yeah.
I understood a lot of the things that were going on, that type of thing, but and then it just took me a while to work through things and stuff, just like anything else. I think anytime you, and I said I'd lost my parents and a brother and other cousins and aunts and uncles and that type of thing. But losing my wife when you didn't really think about losing your wife at the time, it's just kind of like it really hit hard. And it took me a while. And then last year, I went on a pilgrimage.
Oh.
I walked 500 miles across the north of Spain. I don't know if you ever heard of the Camino de Santiago before. It starts in France and just on the other side of the Pyrenees and ends up in a town called Santiago, 500 miles away. And just walking across took me 33 days. And I cried like a baby when I got to the end at the cathedral and everything, because it was just one of these things that you needed I needed to die, I guess, really, when it comes down to it. All that sweat, all of that energy, all of that stuff just kind of like it just filtered out of me. And so when I get to the end, it was just kind of like, this is why I made the pilgrimage. I wanted to start my life over.
Yeah.
And I carried I probably should have sent you the picture because I didn't think about that, but I carried a scallop clam shell around my neck with my a lock of my wife's hair glued into it, that type of thing. And then our initials, and I tell people, on this, everybody goes on a Camino, on that pilgrimage for their own reason.
Okay.
And I told them why I was doing that. And, I had a lot of people who were supporting me, to do that. And so when I get to the end, there's another town called Finisterre. It's the Latin word for end of the world. And that was given by the Romans, back in the 1200s or, 1000, whatever.
Yeah.
The world was flat.
Yeah.
So that was that little spit of the end at the end of the world. They called it Finisterre, the end of the world. And so I meant to the end of the world, and I ripped the shell off.
Oh,
and I threw it into the ocean. And that was for me to turn my tears of grief to tears of joy. And I don't mind sharing that at all anymore, because that really does. I mean, I miss my wife tremendously. Don't get me wrong there, type of thing. But it was something that said like I needed to start my life over and do that type of thing. And I met someone.
Oh, good.
71 years old too, same age as I was, and we both walked that Camino. So it was just a lot of fun to now to reflect back on it.
Yeah.
And it was the hardest thing I ever did, but the best thing I ever did, except for being married and having 5 kids. So it comes in 7th place.
Oh,
so
I love that.
I recommend it. I can talk about the Camino for a long time.
Let's see.
There you go.
Yeah, let's see what it.
There you go. And that's exactly right. And if you look down on that one, that round with the individuals on it,
and the one in the middle,
the cartoon one, whatever. Yeah, that one right there. That one? Yeah, I like that one just because, it starts way up there, St. John.
Can you expand
and
that?
And then just goes way up there in the very top up there. You go across the Pyrenees and then just head across. And you meet a tremendous amount of people that are walking it. And there is a lot of history. We have no idea what old is.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
In the United States. Oh, golly. I mean, you're talking thousands of years old. You will come across ruins that the Romans built in BC time, when it's just and I just made just some really, 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 really good friends, and it's and you see that sign, that post right there. Yeah, that's what you see. That right there shows you the way. I mean, you have to. The shell and the yellow arrow are the symbols of the markers for getting through the Camino.
Okay.
And you'll see them everywhere.
What type of stories or reasons did you hear from other people while they were doing it that you remember?
Simplification of their life.
Was sobriety?
There's some Europeans just do it for vacation. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
I mean, for me, it was just going all the way across. But it's it just changes you. I mean.